What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my new career mode. This is episode number 42, and we start today's episode off with our Champions League round of 16, second leg tie here against Valencia as the Spanish side come and take us on at the Stadio Olimpico de Torino. Of course, in the first leg, we drew it 3-3 in an absolute thriller away at Mestalla. What a superb game that was, easily one of the best games of the series so far. We looked so we were going to lose the game in stoppage time until Camisa was fouled, and we scored ourselves a penalty in stoppage time. So coming into this game, hopeful of making sure Valencia wouldn't get the away goal they needed, otherwise we'd be going through due to us scoring 3 away goals and of course them playing this away tie. The first chance did fall to Valencia, knowing they had to score in this game. Javi Fuego's shot going just wide of the post, but that was it for the first half, and a pretty uneventful first half in all honesty. In the second half, just a couple minutes after the restart, this shot was way over the bar from the Valencia man and behind for a goal kick, so still goalless. In the 54th minute, we did take the lead in the game as well through Ciro Immobile. So absolutely delighted, because now Valencia must score 2 goals. It was such a poor game for the most part. You know, there was barely anything going on. Those 2 shots Valencia had were pretty much the only things I could see. But even so, eventually Immobile does head in the first real chance we got in the game, past the goalkeeper Alves into the back of the net, and makes it Torino 1, Valencia 0. So of course now Valencia must score twice due to the away goal ruling. They had a great chance to get one here as Piatti's shot goes into the side, netting him behind for a goal kick, so still 1-0, and it was certainly definitely in the tie. But another goal would surely seal the game for us here, and that's what I was going for, looking for the dagger. And as Baselli finds Quagliarella here, the Champions League top scorer, almost makes it 2-0. This shot goes into the side netting and behind for a goal kick. So still Torino 1, Valencia 0, but in the 75th minute, a great chance for Valencia to get themselves back in this game and back in this tie, but this shot goes harmlessly wide and behind for a goal kick, and that was sort of summing up the game for them. They weren't really composed in front of goal. Our defense was basically sort of coming out of position to shut them down and restrict them to long-range shots, really, as they couldn't really work the space in behind us. From the goal kick, we pass out from the back as per usual, and Hakan gets on the ball. Eventually plays it back towards Maximovic, our skipper, inside towards Baselli, who controls the ball and plays a brilliant through ball towards Ciro Immobile, looking for his second goal of the game, holds it up, picks out Darmian. Darmian shoots, but as you can see, it hits the bar, doesn't cross the line, and then Gabbiadini's follow-up header goes wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. It wouldn't matter though, that was how the game would finish. Torino 1, Valencia 0, so we are through to the Champions League quarterfinals. Absolutely delighted about that. Valencia needed to score on a night, and after our goal needed to score 2, and they just weren't good enough. So you can see with the shots, they were quite scattered around. They just didn't really look good enough at all in that game. Mobile was my player in the match, scoring the only goal of the match. So really pleased with the win in that game. We are through to the Champions League quarterfinals, 4-3 on aggregate. Of course, we were going for anyway on the away goal ruling. Still, great to reach the Champions League quarterfinal stage. My aim was to get to the round of 16 stage, get through the group. We did that. Now we're into the quarterfinal stage. Really pleased with that. And as you can see, our tie in the quarterfinal is against the French side, Marseille. Juventus face Liverpool, Manchester United face Bayern Munich, and PSG face Real Madrid and the others. So what a superb draw that is. I mean, no disrespect to Marseille at all. They're certainly not a bad side whatsoever, the French side. But I think out of all of those teams there, that is the one team that I thought we could definitely beat over 2 legs. Maybe Juventus and Liverpool as well. But without doubt, Marseille, I think, going into that game, we could probably even be considered a favourite, and that's saying something. So I'm really looking forward to that Champions League tie in the quarterfinal, and I'm being honest here. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I'm being really optimistic, and I'm saying, we should be aiming for the semi-finals now. It's not just a dream to get to the quarterfinal stage and say what a fantastic debut year. We should be aiming for the semi-finals after we've seen that draw. Still following that, Burnley did decline his contract, not a real surprise. And also we had an international friend with Italy, which we won by 2-1. And then we take on Genoa here for the second of 3 games in today's episode, 3 massive games, because this second one is a Serie A top of the table clash. Second versus first. Right now we are 9 points clear of Genoa in the title race, so winning this game would extend the lead to double digits between first and second, so this would be a big win for us if we can get it. But it got off to the worst possible start inside the opening 6 minutes, but thankfully for us it turns out it didn't. Lestienne thought he'd score for Genoa, I thought he'd score for Genoa, but the linesman didn't, and as you can see by the replay, this was very tight. I think he was just offside, but it was really tight, and I'm glad the linesman did decide to stick his flag up. So thankfully for us, still goalless in this game, as I thought Genoa had opened the scoring, but right from the free kick here, we passed out from the back as per usual. And Lazaro Rabon it towards Baselli. Baselli flicks it on towards Immobile. Here is a keep control of the ball. And Nicola Muri goes down the left-hand side. Takes it around Iago Falk, then comes inside, gives it towards Florenzi. Florenzi offloads towards Benassi. Fake shots around his man. Goes through to shoot as well. As you can see, though, it goes just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. So still goalless in this game, but both sides having early chances. And a couple minutes later, well, a bit of sad news for us, really. Immobile ends up getting a hefty challenge and also goes down as well. He would stay on the pitch for a bit, but sadly for us, he would get forced off. And that injury for Immobile, I'll tell you now, is a sprained ankle and he's going to be out for 3 weeks. Now that could be crucial because of the fixtures we've got to come. Even so, he would stay on the pitch for a bit, and in the 25th minute, a great chance to make it 1-0 for Torino here. What a lovely solo run by Florenzi. Cuts inside and shoots, but Di Maio clears it off the line and Genoa escapes. So what a great run by Florenzi, but sadly, we couldn't finish it off because of the clearance off the line. So still goalless. In the 36th minute, another good chance for Torino as we're passing the ball around. Lazaro gives it towards Florenzi, plays it inside towards Immobile, still on the pitch but hobbling a little bit. Fake shots around the Genoa man, shoots at goal, but Paris makes a really good save and turns behind for a corner, and Immobile was subsequently subbed off. So still Genoa 0, Torino 0. Just past the hour mark here, a chance for Genoa to take the lead as they go down the right hand side. Lestienne, who had a goal disallowed in the first half, crosses the ball in, picks out Pania, and what a superb finish this is to give the home side the lead in a massive game at the top of the table. Winning this game will put us 12 points clear of Genoa. During this game, we'd still be 9 points clear, but a loss in this game cuts the gap to just 6 points, and I have to say, this goal was just superb. Look at that from the number 9. The way he controls that and then pokes the ball in on the first time volley with the outside the right boot. Yes, it's not the most powerful of strikes, and maybe Bernie will be a bit disappointed he couldn't react on time, but I thought that was a brilliant piece of control there and a great finish as well. So Genoa take the lead in this game. It's Genoa 1, Torino 0. It is Mauricio Pinillo who gets the goal, his 10th goal to Serie A for Genoa, and it was how the game would finish as well. Quite honestly, I just could not break down Genoa. Their defense was unbelievably good in this game. We got inside a couple of times, yes, with Benassi and also Immobile as well, but they were restricting me to long-range shots and shots from just outside the area as well, and I just couldn't really carve out too many opportunities. Marchesi and Di Maio, the centre-back partnership, both superb in that game. Either of those could have won player of the match for me. Did give it to Marchesi though, despite Di Maio's goal line clearance, but even so, it was an awesome defensive display, and Genoa, full credit to them. I think they deserve to win it, despite the stats being relatively even. Still following out your scouting update, we signed one player to our academy, and there is confirmation that Immobile is going to be out for 3 weeks with that sprained ankle, so a bit of a shame. I mean, we can definitely live without him, but even so, we've got some key fixtures coming up, and it'll be a big shame to miss our top goal scorer this season. So we take on Marseille for the third and final game of today's episode here in the third of these 3 massive games. The French side take us on in this Champions League quarter-final first leg as they travel to Turin for the game at the Stadio Olimpico di Torino. As you can see by the lineup, Poloski and Quagliarella would start together in the absence of Immobile, and Marseille's side, as I said before, isn't bad at all. It's got some really good players in there, but I definitely feel as though we should be able to get the job done against the French side. And the first chance would fall to us in the 12th minute as Quagliarella gets on the ball. He's tackled, but it falls to Darmian, and Darmian runs clear. No Marseille man tracks him. Darmian goes through one-on-one and does give us the lead inside the opening quarter of an hour. Absolutely delighted about that, and he's such an underrated member of this team. Yes, he's on the bench quite a bit, but I do play him at fullback every now and then ahead of Muru. But he's such a really good player, so solid, so energetic, and that was a really good finish as well. And also worth noting, it's his third goal in the Champions League this season. Not bad for a bit of a bench / every now and then starter. So Torino 1, Marseille 0, Darmian's third of the Champions League campaign, but wouldn't you just know it, in the 34th minute, yet another injury to another Torino striker. Fabio Quagliarella, who's the top scorer in this competition, gets himself an injury, and just like Immobile, will be out for 3 weeks. But in the 38th minute, a great chance to make it 2-0 here, and we had a great chance to do so as well, because Poloski was running clear. The Marseille man is tracking back and ends up pulling him down, and the referee awards a penalty to Torino. Can't complain about that, but Jerry Morel, I have to say, number 15, he should be counting his stars. He's complaining, but he should be counting his stars, because he was the last man back, pulling on the shirt. It was a one-on-one situation. You wouldn't blame the referee for giving a red card there. Maybe it was a yellow, but even so, you'd certainly expect some referees to give a red. Even so, penalty to Torino and a great chance to double the score. It's going to be Alberto Poloski who'll stand up and take it. here. Can the Punisher punish Marseille for giving away the penalty? Yes, he can. He's so good from spot kicks, despite the fact Immobile has taken a majority this season. He makes it Torino 2, Marseille 0, and with Immobile currently injured right now, Poloski, he'll probably get reinstated to the first 11 for the majority of the games, and if he's going to be scoring the goals, I'll be very, very pleased that he is the replacement for the injured Immobile. So Torino 2, Marseille 0, Poloski getting his first of the game. In the 45th minute on the stroke of half-time, a great chance to make it 3-0. Quagliarella finds Poloski, who turns in Kulu. He just could not cope with the Punisher. And Poloski does what his nickname suggests, punishes Marseille for another time, makes it Torino 3, Marseille 0, and gets his second goal of the game, doing the trademark salute. So another goal for Alberto Poloski, his second of the Champions League campaign, both coming in this game, and a really nice finish as well, because once he turned in Kulu, like, he's not a slow centre-back at all, but he wasn't going to catch up with Poloski. He goes to ground, tries to bring him down, Poloski rides it, and I love the way he just touches the ball a little bit before shooting, and then curling the ball past Mandanda into the bottom corner and making it Torino 3, Marseille 0. So I said I fancy my chances against this French side. No disrespect to them whatsoever, but I'm feeling really confident with this Torino team, and we were showing it on the pitch. 3-0 to Torino. Çalhanoğlu was then denied by Mandanda in the 57th minute, but in all honesty, Marseille had done nothing in the entire game. In the 81st minute, the reality was coming clear. It wasn't going to be, would we win this game, but how many goals would win it by. Zardes, the American, went pretty close there, but the shot was well saved by Mandanda, and the follow-up header goes behind for a corner as well after the deflection. So still Torino 3, Marseille 0. As they push way too many bodies forward here, Poloski finds Zardes off the bench. This is a great chance to seal the game, make it Torino 4, Marseille 0, and Zardes, a pretty reliable squad player in his first season for Torino, does just that. He seals the game, Torino 4, Marseille 0, and has he sealed the tie? Well, it's going to take a mammoth effort from Marseille at the Velodrome in the second leg, because we're 4 goals up in the first leg with a 4-goal scoreline. They haven't scored a single away goal, which means if we score just once away in France, they will need to score 6 goals at home. Otherwise, they will be going out. So, is there one foot in the semi-finals of the Champions League for Torino? Well, I don't really want to sound arrogant, but I think it will have to say it'll be a huge, huge collapse and one of the biggest chokes I've ever done if we fail to get through to the Champions League semi-finals after one of the best performances of the season and the series. A great 4-0 victory here at home against Marseille in the Champions League quarter-final first leg. A really dominant display. But that does end the episode, guys. So, as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of my new career mode, then please do leave a like. It's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Of course, you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to. And I'll see you for the next episode of my new career mode very soon.